What else are we talking about today, Amish? Bring up another topic. What are we talking about?
We have Ripoff report. Ed Magedson. Do you want to talk about him?
Oh, yeah. People
This
gotta
guy
understand.
is quite a evil character.
Y'all have to understand this. So, I talked about all these websites basically they extort people for money for your reputation. Okay? But you guys should know who's behind all of this. I mean, not like literally behind it, but
Yeah.
kind of basically behind it. Here's his picture.
Right.
This is the guy
This is the guy.
who goes, hey, you can post crazy accusations of criminal activity online?
Yep.
Not going to
Yep.
take it down. Pay me money. Isn't this exactly who you'd expect to run something like Ripoff Report, this tool bag?
He's weird, eh? And he's doing this
Look at him,
like,
dude. He looked like he hasn't left the mole underground basement for 20 years.
Yeah. He does look like he's out for himself. He looks like the kind of guy that would say, "You're a murderer. Free speech. Free speech."
Free speech,
But he's
baby.
just saying it
Free
to get in
speech.
front of someone in line. Like he's like, "Hey, let me in front of you in line. I'll tell everyone you're a child molester."
So,
Free speech.
So some context on yeah. So for some
For no
context on
reason.
this, he wrote this book called Ripoff Revenge, where he basically says, if somebody pisses you off, Amish, you don't get even. You get revenge. You say, hey, they cut you in line?
Yeah.
You say they committed fraud. Right? They say your child's ugly? You say, hey, you diddle kids. That's the kind of thing, like that's what this guy believes in. He believes in that kind of stuff.
Yeah. He should do publicity for like Trump or something.
But here's
because
here's the funny
seems
thing,
like people
Amish.
just get ugly.
Here's the funny thing. So he lets you basically post whatever information you want about. Like, I could take Swag Academy and I could post his private phone number, private address, everything on Ripoff Report.
Yeah.
This guy would not take it. He doesn't see any problem with that. He's like, yeah,
Free speech.
go ahead, dox,
Your
accused
address?
of
Free speech.
criminal activity, anonymous. But then you go look at this guy. Check this out, Amish. Look at this. Ed Magedson lives in a secret location in Arizona. So he wants to hide. He wants permission to hide,
Yeah.
but he's fine with his website doxing everybody else.
Just make it no dogs. No
Convinced-
dogs should be standard.
Convinced that some people not only fantasize about killing him, but would actually do so if they got the chance. His home, he has removed repeatedly for the recent years, fortified behind fences with cameras watching for intruders.
Wow.
He worries that a stray hair could leave behind DNA clues. Hey! You got issues, buddy.
DNA clues of what? What did you do? What did this guy do? He's got mental health
Well,
issues.
what do you think you did, Amish?
I think he's just paranoid. I don't think
Look at
anyone's
this-
looking for
look
his
at this
hair.
guy.
I don't think anyone's going after. Like, yeah, there are some people that are going after him because he made the website. But it is like that Job 3:25. That which I feared has come upon me, and that which I dreaded has come unto me. He has this view of the world that everyone's out to get me. So then he's like, oh, I'm not letting them see my private address. I have a security. Like they were saying in this article that he just sits with security guards.
Well, no, yeah, it's just so funny that he's like, yeah, post other people's stuff. But you think if you posted Ed Magedison's website or address on there, he wouldn't take it down?
No, take it down. He's so paranoid.
So
He's
he
paranoid.
charges firms, he extorts for people up to $100,000.
Wow.
And this is the challenge that I talked about, that I wanted to talk to the community about, because it's actually very tricky. Because obviously people have sued him, and he's like kind of the worst kind of person. But then look at what these people say. Where is it? So he got sued, and then courts don't know what to do with him because they don't like him. But what he does is technically legal because it's third-party people posting, right? So he goes, I get a lawsuit all the time, whatever. The courts say the business practices of Eccentric, as presented by the evidence before this court, are appalling. However, as much as the court may disapprove of the business practices, the law on this issue is clear. Eccentric enjoys complete immunity from any action brought against it as the result of posting third parties to its website. Now, why did I bring that up? Why are we talking about this? Well, it's a question for the congregation. Because part of the reason that me and Amish are allowed on YouTube is because of Section 230. YouTube doesn't have to regulate what we say, which we like. On a third, they're not liable for what we say. We need that to be true for them to let us post. But then Ed Magedson is using the same law to extort people for money. I mean, that's like literally what his business is.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
So here's my question to you.
What's your take?
Is he mostly getting con artists on this? It's hard to tell who's. Is like, is it mostly con artists getting stuff written about them, and then he tells them like, okay, give me 100,000, or is it like the other side?
It's everything.
It's anyone and anyone. He is an interesting side character in the CZU.
So there's a lot of like sites, but his is sort of the most notorious for being the like if you're gonna want to post like crazy stuff, he just like put it there.
And it's a great name to hide.
Yeah.
So I'm just helping you from getting ripped off.
Right.
And really, it's a place.
And he goes like for consumers by consumers.
Everyone's a consumer. Like literally everyone you have to consume.
It's like your revenge posting. Literally, your whole thing is like, don't get revenge.
Right. Yeah. No. He's
very interesting. What do you guys think of this?
He's very interesting. Great side character in the CZU. It kind of reminds me of the Harvard guy because even with that Harvard guy who's teaching the class, it's like we always think of like the fake guru, and then you got the sheriff, and you got all the good guys on this side. But then now it's like it's not just fake gurus. It's like who's helping the fake gurus with infrastructure, like you know what I mean? Who's helping them get the CNN shot?
Right. And
he's like a fake guru's guru. He's like the Joker goes to training with someone.
And this is it's the kind of nasty stuff you kind of have to deal with. People are saying, yeah, it's freedom of speech until his privacy is threatened. Why doesn't he pay himself $2K to get it reviewed? Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Oh, no, I can't do that. The cycle of corruption and revolving door continues. Most laws have pros and cons, can't make it perfect. I agree. My thought on it is basically there has to be some way. I don't think freedom of speech extends to accusing people of crimes with no accountability.
Right. Yeah.
Like on my show, I accuse people of being scams. That's not a crime. That's not a crime. Literally, it's been rolled.
Now you're pulling back.
That's a statement of opinion.
Yeah.
And then even now I'm just telling people, look, you're not going to get value in the course anyways, so just don't buy it. But like, I would never accuse someone of like, some kind of a criminal, like, oh, what would you say? He robbed a bank. He literally stole. I mean, I'm going to say he got you with a course, but it's like not a crime.
Okay. So here's the hilarious thing too. So I think you told me before, but tell me again real quick for the audience too. Because I know in the video you said that one of the guys, and you told me this before too, that you had a website posting stuff about you, negative stuff like this, and then you contacted them, and then they said, "Hey, take down your Dan Locke video, and I'll take down one for one, tit for tat. Hey, come on."
Yep.
That's not him though.
No, and I won't say who it is because he did the right thing in the end, and he took down the videos without me doing anything.
This guy would not have made a deal. This guy.
No, I emailed this guy. He never got back with me. I emailed him several times. I was like, Ed, like you should be on my side. You should, if you're really for consumers, right? Like
Let's send this clip to him and be like, Ed, come on, do the right thing, baby.
No, as soon as we show this picture, he's gonna think we're making fun of him, or maybe he's gonna appreciate the attention.
He puts the picture out. He put this picture out of himself. Nobody went in his house and took this picture.
Forbes did.
Right, but he does seem like the kind of guy that's like, what? Yeah. Take the he kind of reminds me of like that other guy we had on. Remember that guy he was a male hooker sometimes maybe, kind of ish.
What?
Remember the guy we had on?
Archie Luxury.
Archie. It's like that kind of mentality of like, why should I dress up? If I spend time on that, my prostitute won't care. I'm not accusing this guy of getting a prostitute, but I'm just saying like,
hey, you could put it on Ripoff Report. And he wouldn't care.
He could put it.
Just put it anonymously on Ripoff Report. What are you talking about? People are saying this guy looks like Chris Chan. Who's that? Let's look. Let's pull that up.
Chris Chan.
Oh, he does. Wait,
where's
the Forbes? Oh no, that's not it. There we go. Yeah, I can see the resemblance. A younger, an older version.
Yeah, definitely an older version.
Chris Chan, I think, is someone a lot of people mock.
Oh, is Chris Chan Biden's? Is he in Biden's cabinet? No. Biden has a trans person in the cabinet. Nothing to laugh about. Nothing to.
No.
There's a trans person in the cabinet. I just saw Tim Dillon did a video on it.
No, he's not.
I wasn't sure. I don't know. I don't want to.
Dude, people are gonna love that. Chris Chan, Biden's cabinet? No.
Is that the one he
writes like? I think he writes like Sonic Pikachu fan
Sick.
stuff.
Sick. I did that thing that people always did to me where they're like, hey, do you know Sandy Patel? And it's like, I don't know all the Patel. I just assumed these guys were the same. But I guess they're obviously different people, and I shouldn't have done that. Hey, it's going to happen. But I do.
Brian Rose. Oh, people want to talk about Brian Rose.
Yeah, no. I think we're okay. This guy to me seems like the kind of guy though that he just says,
let's finish
like,
this. Yeah, I agree.
What rule am I breaking? What did I do? And I think this can transition into our next story really good. The story of GameStop, because this mentality of like,
it's legal. Hey, it's technically legal.
Technically legal. Can't stop me.
Can't stop me.
And
it's disgusting. No, it is disgusting. We live in a time where people don't have morals. Listen, people equate, and I don't understand. There's like a moral failing in a lot of people that we talk about. Where here's what they do, Amish. Let's get the music, right? What they do is they see what's in the law, and they say that's what morality is. As long as it's technically legal. Like there's no law in the books that I can't take a dump on top of a library. That must be moral to do. Right?
And like it's literally the opposite.
It's absolutely the opposite.
In this case, it's literally the opposite, because if you truly
this guy looks like the kind of guy who would take a dump on top of a preschool and say, hey, it's not illegal.
Where's the law?
Where's the law on it? Hey, what's wrong with it?
And the free speech guys that do it, they actually shit on the law even more, because what they're doing is they're bringing bad name to the law. Like, I agree with free speech. You said it already. Obviously, you do too. We agree with it. But hey, oh yeah, you're a child molester. Free speech. Free speech.
Crazy, dude. Crazy.
Which court's going to take it? Free speech. My opinion, you're a child molester. Like, stop. You're ruining free speech. Because that's what they're going to use against it. You know what I'm saying?
Steven, what you're saying is our economic system. What
is that, revolutionary thinking?
Yeah, that sounds like revolutionary thinking. The Zuck said you can act unethically but still stick to the legal side. No, you can't. We're trying to bring back honor and decency.
Zucks is the guy up there. You know, I was talking to someone about this yesterday too.
He's a scumbag. He'll do anything. As long as it's legal. Zuck's like, hey, murder 20,000 kids to get 2 more users on Facebook? You know what? I shouldn't even say that. I should post that on Ripoff Report. I shouldn't even.
You should just post it, yeah.
I should.
Well, you're gonna think I'm doing a bad Hitler joke again, but he literally allows people to deny the Holocaust in every country except for where the country says, hey, don't let people deny the Holocaust. So in every other country, he's like, oh no, they don't have the laws. This is a legit thing that Zuckerberg does. You are allowed to just say Holocaust never happened. You can write it in every other country. Europe just made him change it. It took years. He wouldn't do it.
So it's like, what's the big deal, dude? What's so funny about these people is if anything was about them on their own website, they'd police it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Oh, my God.
And he kicked off Trump. He kicked off Trump a week after that thing. Like, there was like some hearing about that, and he said, hey, free speech is free speech and free speech. A week later, kicked off Trump because, you know.
I'm a scammer. Gonna rip you off, take you down.